I know you already know this, but let me remind you of something. Your product or service isn't going to sell itself. I mean, I think we all wish that weren't the case and we could just slap something up on our website and have people throwing money at us. But clearly, that's not reality. So it's not enough to just have that product or service for sale in order to make those sales. You need an offer, a solid, desirable environment for your paid product or service. In this episode, we're going to break down the 6 ingredients of an offer that will have you making more sales without feeling salesy. So stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Shawn Mynar, and this is Unstuck Entrepreneur. I'm a former nutritionist who turned a struggling, stressful nutrition practice into a thriving, freedom-filled online business where I work from home in my sweatpants while reaching and helping thousands of people all at the same time. Now I'm obsessed with showing other heart-centered coaches, practitioners, and solopreneurs how to build a business and life they love. Consider this podcast your safe space to learn both the inner work and practical strategies required to build the impactful, profitable business of your dreams. No hustle, grind, or long hours required. That's right, hustle culture, not welcome here. Let's get into today's session. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to the Unstuck Entrepreneur podcast. So happy to have you here checking out the show and checking out a pretty big topic, a really important discussion that we need to have today, all about the offer that backs up your product or service. So just having that thing that people pay you for, that is probably the livelihood of your business, isn't enough. We need something more, something else. So we're going to get into that today. I do want to let you know of something. I'm giving you a little behind the scenes scoop here right now. We have a super exciting thing happening next week. I am going to be hosting a scholarship contest that will be a scholarship into the signature program bundle, a full scholarship. So one person is going to get immediate and lifetime access to the entire bundle for free on scholarship. And that bundle, as many of you already know, includes 3 of my programs all bundled up into one comprehensive system. So we have Signature Program Lab, which will take you through the process of building your very own signature program so you can do what you love, help the people that you're meant to help, and also create that free time, that flexibility, and that ability to build financial success for your business and in your life. So that is Signature Program Lab. Then we have Launch List Accelerator, which helps you attract an email list. So you're building your email list full of these perfect fit, the perfect match clientele for what you do, for your program, so that when it comes time to launch your program, you already have an audience full of people that are ready to work with you. So you go through the process of creating this system on the back end that primes your dream clients and gets them warmed up and ready to work with you on autopilot. So that is all happening automatically while you are working on your program, hanging out, enjoying life, doing what you do. You are also building an audience at the same time. So that's the second of the programs. And then the third program, it's actually a course, non-sleazy sales page. This is all about the sales page because, hey, you cannot sell something without a sales page. And this kind of goes into our conversation today a little bit. Not that we're talking about sales pages, but just the environment that you need to create for your people to become paying clients. That includes a really well thought out sales page. So I'm going to make it as easy as I possibly can for you to build that sales page without me going in and building it and designing it myself. Basically, we'll take it one step down from that, and I will give you every tool that you need to create a high converting, feel good sales page for your program so that your audience has the opportunity to learn more about what you do and if it's the right thing for them without giving any used car salesman vibes. We don't need that. And what we're going to talk about today, everything we talk about today is going to land on your sales page. What you will create, what you will decide on today in your offer, the place to showcase that is on your sales page. And we go over all of that throughout the bundle and make sure you know what you're putting on your sales page too. So those are the 3 things that are involved in the signature program bundle. And like I said, someone's going to get in for free. As you can tell, this is a super high value scholarship. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity that will change your life. It will change your business. So it's fun and it's exciting, and I'm excited to host it. And I will also tell you that this is a contest that doesn't have any losers. So if you have ever wanted your own signature program, if you've ever needed help and support in building your paid offer as a program, but then also building your email list, building your audience, creating all of the back end stuff that can happen and should be happening automatically so it doesn't take extra time from you. If that has all been something on your to-do list, on your plate, and you haven't gotten there yet, you want to definitely get involved with this scholarship opportunity because, like I said, even if you don't win the scholarship, there is no losers. So we're going to make sure everyone goes home a winner. I was actually just going to tease this, but now I'm just thinking I'm just going to tell you because I love my podcast listeners so much. I'm going to give you first dibs because this wasn't even it won't even be opening until next week, but I'm going to open it early just for podcast listeners. Those of you hearing these words right now, you can go to shawnmynar.com/scholarship and enter your info to register. And I will be picking the winner next Thursday. So really quick turnaround. And like I said, lots of other really great things happening next week to everyone that registers to be part of the scholarship opportunity. So get in on that. Do it as soon as you can because it's going to be quick. Now, let's talk about your offer. And we got to start this conversation talking about the difference between your product or service, that thing that you're selling, and your offer. They are not the same. Your offer is not that course you have or your program. That is your product. Or if you do one-on-one coaching, that is your service. But you still also need an offer. So you have that thing to sell, one-on-one coaching package, paid masterclass, ebook, program, whatever. And it is not enough to then say, hey, I have this thing, go sign up. It's really great. You should totally get it. Without an offer, that's basically what you're doing. You're putting it up on your website and like crossing your fingers, hoping someone will find it and click purchase. Instead, we need to create an environment around that product or service that makes it appealing and desirable to your potential paying clients to help them make their buying decision. So I kind of always have thought about it, that just pops up in my brain to think about it like this. There's this bubble that is your product or service, that thing that you are selling. And it is inside this bigger bubble that is your offer. And then there's all these other little bubbles inside that big bubble along with your product or service. And they're all kind of floating around, encompassed by this big bubble, which is your offer. So today we're going to find out what those other bubbles are besides your product or service. Offers are everywhere. So I think it's actually really a good exercise for you to do as a business owner to look at other people's offers and just see how they're doing it. And I don't even necessarily mean people in your industry, although that would be great too. Mentors, peers, people you look up to and what they're doing and what seems to be working or not working for them. But even just in life, like for instance, this is just an example that popped up in my head because it really works in my world. So here we have kind of like a fast casual restaurant called Modern Market. They're in a lot of places. They're pretty big now, but I believe it started here actually. So we've had it here for a long time. And every once in a while, they will have a weekend where they offer free delivery. So this is super appealing to me because first of all, I like their food. If you ever want a big giant salad, they have amazing big giant salads. Highly recommend. I like their food, and I also really value not having to leave my house to get their food delivered. And so when it's free, it's like, how could I pass up that opportunity? And then it's only that weekend. So that means any plans I had to go to another restaurant are canceled that weekend because we're staying in and we're ordering Modern Market and getting it delivered for free. So they have created this really awesome offer that I can't resist. It's really appealing to me, who is their target market. Now, if this were McDonald's that was offering free delivery, it would not even be in my consciousness. I wouldn't give it any attention. I wouldn't think twice about it. It wouldn't happen. I don't like McDonald's. But since Modern Market is already something I want and need, I need to eat, I like big salads, I like their big salads, then it really sparks my interest, sparks my curiosity, and I say, heck yes, I'm in. So you can see too from this example that their food is their product. The offer is the environment that creates the desire for that product. So that's just one example, but there's so many. So now let's take it back to your business. You have or want to have a product or service to sell. And on its own, it's great. It's going to help a bunch of people. It's going to take them through a transformation, all the good stuff. You are proud of what you have to offer, and you should be. So some people, actually a lot of people, and that's why we're having this conversation on this episode today, stop there. They just think that that is all that's needed to, create income, to get sales, to get new clients, and they put it out there just as is. Like I said, hey, here's this thing, you should buy it. It's great, I promise, let's do this. And some people might buy that just as it is. But probably not very many, and probably not enough to hit your revenue goals, if I'm being totally honest. But if you were to take that product or service that you already have and put it into a desirable offer, then you get a lot more attention and a lot more buyers. And what's even better is that it makes your job of selling so much easier because your offer then is doing all of the work, doing all of the heavy lifting, and you can just sit back and be there to offer support and answer questions and to just communicate what your offer is. So it actually becomes a lot easier when you have a solid offer. So let's talk about these ingredients, and we got to back it up a little bit first, actually, because we can't talk about offers without first talking about consumer behavior. And consumer behavior is a whole study. It is based in psychology, it's based in science, and it looks at why and how and what makes people buy something, all of us as consumers. And let me say that talking about having an offer and the ingredients of this offer is not talking about convincing someone of anything. That is not ever what you are doing. as someone who has something to sell. You're not trying to convince anyone of anything. You're not pushing anyone on anything or even persuading, really. All it is, when you are in the position of having something to sell and creating an offer around it, you are helping someone make the best decision for them. And for a lot of people, that decision is no, not right now. Now's not a good time. This isn't the right fit for me. I don't need this yet. Cool. That's awesome. Let me know if anything changes. I'll be here. But some people, it will be, yeah, this is what I need. I'm ready. Let's do this. And that's what your offer is there to do, to get people on one end or the other. Because really, without a good offer, people will allow themselves to stay stuck in indecision for a really, really, really long time. Because, as we know, we have this voice, this ego voice that wants us to stay in our comfort zone, wants to keep us safe. Let's just stay in the safety bubble here where nothing can go wrong. And there is no risk, there is no fear, all that stuff. So they just stay stuck on autopilot. There's nothing guiding them out of that, so they just stay where they are. And we all know, because we're coaches and practitioners and service providers, that where they are is not where they want to be. They have a problem that they want solved, and that's why they are seeking you out in the first place. So your offer is there to help them get their ego out of the way, that mental chatter that's keeping them from making a decision, from taking the next step, from moving forward, from getting out of their comfort zone, and getting them into a place where they can more so use their intuition, their knowing, to take the next step, to help solve that problem that they're having. It is not trying to get someone to buy something they don't need or want. Now that is salesy and sleazy and pushy and weird, to be quite honest. So we're not going to do that. I already know that you guys aren't that type of person. You're not going to do that. This is not you on late night TV trying to get people to buy a ShamWow. That is not the kind of people that we are. And that's not what you are doing when you create an offer for your program. So there is no need to feel sleazy or salesy or weird or anything like that about your offer. And one other important thing to note is the people who don't need or want what you have to offer aren't going to be interested anyway, no matter what. It's like going back to the example I gave about McDonald's. McDonald's could tell me that they're giving away hamburgers for free, and I still wouldn't want one. I still wouldn't get one. I have no interest because I don't need or want it. So there is no way that McDonald's could convince me to buy anything with them. I'm not their customer. I don't like it. I don't need it. I don't want it. And the same thing goes for people who are not interested in what you have to offer. So again, there is no need to feel like you are convincing someone of anything or being salesy of anything, because those people are probably not even following you, to be honest, or not even in your audience, or not even anything you have to worry about, because they're not paying attention. They're tuned out, which is totally fine. We want to chat with the people who are interested and let them know of our offer, because those are the people who are in indecision and may have that ego voice being the thing that's stopping them and may just need that guidance to get them out of that space and taking the step that they actually need. Okay, so I hope if I put it into that context and give you a little different frame of reference to think about this, you'll be more excited and ready to create an offer for you, for your business. So back to consumer behavior. We, as consumers, behave in certain ways, all of us. Like I said, this is based in psychology. There is tons and tons and tons of research around it. It's actually really fascinating. Lots of really great books around it, all that stuff. We're not going to get into that totally today, because honestly, I think that would be a whole nother episode that would be really, really interesting and really fun to do. So we'll do that. But I do want to point out some things that will help in this process. And it's not fluff. It's super important for you to know as a business owner. All right, a couple things. First of all, we want a good deal. Who doesn't want a good deal? It doesn't matter how much money you do or don't have. Everyone loves a good deal. We like to think that we're saving money. That's fun for everyone. So that is just consumer behavior. We like getting a lot of value for our money. So squeezing our dollar, I guess you could say. We want to feel like we're getting something special or unique. And we have FOMO. We don't want to miss out on that good deal or that something special. On the other end, we want to avoid risk. We don't want to have any doubts or any buyer's remorse. And at the end of the day, our buying decision is easy to make if it's something that we know we need and will help us in some way. So those are some key takeaways about consumer behavior that is pretty universal. I mean, obviously there's always one-offs, but for the most part, we all tend to behave in similar ways, which is really fascinating, but it also makes it pretty easy to create an offer that will be enticing to most of your clients, most of your dream clients. So your offer is going to be designed around these things, knowing these things about how most consumers think and act, which means your offer needs to increase desire, make it seem really super special and irresistible and exciting and unique. It needs to increase the knowing. So that knowing that it's right for them, it's the best thing for them, it's going to help them, it's going to get what they want. It's going to create FOMO. So obviously, what needs to happen for people to feel like they're missing out on something special or a really good deal or a good value. It's going to reduce doubt and reduce fear. So that is what your offer does from this consumer behavior perspective. So you can see this is like pretty big stuff. This is not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall, although, all offers will take a little bit of trial and error to see what sticks and what doesn't. But it really does require some thought and is not just willy-nilly, let's just throw some things in and call it good. I want you to really think about this and see what would be best for your audience. Now, here we are at our ingredients, 6 ingredients to a solid offer. The first one is the transformation. So this is the whole point of your product or service. This is what your product or service will help them achieve. It's the promise. And if you've done messaging work for your paid offer, which, I talk about messaging work a ton in lots of episodes of Unstuck Entrepreneur now, and I have it in every single one of my courses that will help you, will guide you through the process of doing messaging work. But if you've done that, then your transformation, you already have it. It's in there. So even if you haven't thought about it intentionally, just in this way about your offer, it does already exist. You've already figured it out in that messaging work, okay? So for example, just to give you an idea of what a transformation would be, if you're a mindset coach, let's say, the transformation could be to release limiting beliefs that are holding you back from living your best life. So the promise of your service or your program or your course is that your clients will release the limiting beliefs that are holding them back. That's the promise. That's the transformation that will happen. Number 2, the second ingredient is the journey. So the journey is the path that you will take them on to get them there. So that point A to point B, again, that's part of your messaging work. You already know this if you've done that work for your paid offer, which everyone should definitely take the time to do. It makes all the difference in the world. The journey is that point A to point B. If you have a program, then this would be where you're outlining the steps that your clients will go through or the modules in that program. In the case of this mindset coach, it could be like outlining the specific mindset tools and practices that you would take your clients through and how or why they will help them release their beliefs. So it's the journey. What is your journey that you are offering people? Next, we have the price. This is obviously the price of your product or service, which is so much more, so much deeper than just picking a number and slapping a price tag on it. It is about creating an environment that showcases the value that they will get, the importance of the transformation that you are going to provide. It takes into account the commitment level of you and your clients. There's a lot that goes into pricing. And when we look at consumer behavior, it is important to note as well that we all associate a certain level of value to certain price points. So it's never automatically the case that the lower your price, the more sales you'll get, because the lower your price, the less value is perceived from the buyer's perspective. And if that doesn't match up with like how important the transformation is, how painful their problem is right now, then it won't be a match and they won't buy. And in fact, it's often the opposite, especially for service-based businesses, because people have these specific problems that are like a big pain point for them. And they really want a high level of service. They want that problem resolved. And that comes with a high level of value in their mind. And they're expecting a price tag to match, and they're actually seeking that out. So again, just a lot more to the pricing story than just like picking a number and rolling with it. And not to mention, there's also, this is kind of a point in business where a lot of money mindset work comes into play, because you start putting your money blocks and beliefs into your pricing strategy. You start trying to figure out what people can afford, and that's not a good way to select a price. And there's just all kinds of other stories that come into play about your worth and your value and all this stuff. So quite often there is some money mindset work to do also when it comes time to set a price for your product or service. But a couple important things. You need to get compensated properly for your work. Please do not forget that. Please make that a priority. Your paying clients also need to feel like they're getting a good deal for the value of whatever that is. And yes, both can exist. You can and should be properly compensated, and also they can feel like they're getting a good deal. It can and does exist. Okay, let's move on to talk about bonuses. This is number 4, I believe. Bonuses are great because they're so appealing. Like, who doesn't love a good bonus? And you can and should be attaching a bonus to everything that you have to offer. So even if you're doing like coaching packages, the one-on-one clients that sign up with you should get a bonus, and make that part of the package, something they get as a special sign-up bonus. If you have a course or program, you'll definitely want bonuses attached to that for sure. Who doesn't love a good bonus? We all do, right? They're so appealing. They add such immense value and they increase desire very easily. I always have people telling me that they bought my entire program just for the bonuses. And they don't have to be big either to get that reaction. They just need to be valuable to your people. specifically to those dream clients of yours. So for example, my favorite bonus that I have going on right now for the signature program bundle are the email scripts, because I know that my people, which are pretty much you guys, I know that for the most part, you don't have the time or desire to write a bunch of emails. You don't know what to say quite often because for a lot of you, it's your first time ever writing sales emails. So that's kind of new territory and can feel a little awkward and can definitely lead to some writer's block if you've never done it before. So I took out all the guesswork and included 15 pre-written emails for everyone in the signature program bundle as a bonus. So super appealing for my people because takes out the guesswork, saves like a week's, like literally a full week working full time worth of work. And so really valuable to most of you, right? To have that done for you. So that is something that didn't take me long to do, isn't like this major thing, but is so valuable to the right people. So take the time to think about what that could be for your dream clients. And I do have a really good strategy on how to decide what to include as a bonus beyond just what is valuable to them inside Signature Program Lab. So we can work on that together as well. Number 5, the safety net. So the safety net is really there to reduce the doubt and fear, which, like I said, is one of those things that consumer behavior studies show we need to account for. This is something like a refund policy or a guarantee, something like that that makes your clients feel like it's a low risk, high reward situation. And as soon as we reduce that risk, then you have them pulling out their credit card and ready to pay. I think this is especially important if you have an online business because in a lot of cases, your paying clients haven't met you in real life. They don't personally know you. Your product is potentially digital. So there's more risk involved than just someone walking into a store and walking out with the thing that they just paid for in their hands. There's more, that's a very low risk, right? You have it in your hands. With a digital product and working with an online business, that risk is increased because they don't really know what they're getting as soon as that purchase goes through. So having that guarantee or refund policy is really important. But on the other hand, it is also important that your work is protected as an online business, especially because all of it probably is digital. A lot of it is knowledge-based, and you want to make sure that you are protected and covered as well. So think about all of this as you are creating your refund policy or your guarantee or whatever you want to use to have as that safety net for your clients. Once you have that and really think about it intentionally and to be fair to both people, then also make sure that you have written documentation of it and that it is part of your terms and conditions that people are opting into as they purchase. So if you have a refund policy, you want to make sure that refund policy is stated in your terms and conditions or as part of your contract or whatever it is that they sign off on and agree to as part of the purchasing process. And again, all of that is covered and I have a template for you to work with inside of Signature Program Lab. All right, last one, number 6, deadlines and limits, which I kind of grouped into the same thing because they're pretty similar because the main goal of this is to create FOMO. None of us like FOMO, that fear of missing out. And that goes in the buying decision as well. So if something is going away or has the possibility of selling out, people are more likely to buy it. You can do this by having a launch that ends at a specific date, having special pricing or a coupon code that only works for a specific amount of time, having a certain number of spots available for your coaching or in your programs, having bonuses expire that kind of thing creates FOMO. So you're creating a deadline for, specific pricing, or for doors to close, or for bonuses to expire, or you're adding a limit. So a certain number of people, or a certain number of enrollees, or people in the group, or whatever. Those are your options there. And again, this goes with that idea that we're creating an argument against the ego, that voice in the head of your clients, because we all have these voices anytime we're making buying decisions that's saying, don't do it, let's stay safe, we don't need that, that sounds scary, what if it doesn't work, what if I'm not ready, all that stuff. And some of that may be true. And then you can make the buying decision, or your clients can make the buying decision from there. But if there are these other things that make it a little more irresistible, a little more enticing, then your intuition, your own voice, your inner voice has the opportunity to really be brought to the forefront and to decide from that place. And it's like, hey, no, this is a really great opportunity. Yes, this is what I want. This just made it that much more appealing. I'm in. I'm not listening to my ego. So you can think about it that way when deciding on what to include to create a little bit of FOMO. So those are the 6 ingredients to make more sales without selling, quote unquote, selling. I hope you can see, though, really, when you think about it, how much more enticing and intriguing your product or service will be with all of these ingredients included, versus just saying, here's this thing I have, go buy it. Like, that isn't enticing or appealing to anybody. But you add in the bonuses, you add in the deadline, you add in the safety net, the guarantee or the refund policy. You really talk to that transformation and that journey and really showcase that. And you have decided on the price that is best for everyone, that really shows the value of what you're offering. Then we have something different going on here. So as I also have mentioned a few times, there is an entire module within Signature Program Lab that helps you create your offer around your program. So if you need help with any of this, if you're struggling to make these decisions on your own, I am here to help. I have it all laid out for you. I will make it as easy for you as possible. And that is available inside the bundle, which, like I said, someone's gonna win next week. Full scholarship. Don't miss out on this opportunity. I'm gonna be doing it once a year only. So the next opportunity is gonna happen November 2023, and that is way too long. So make sure, like I said, you get first dibs, ShawnMynar.com/scholarship to register to win the scholarship. And with that, until next time, take care. Hey friends, Shawn here. And if you're a coach or practitioner who's looking to help more people make more money and have more free time, then I have a special invitation for you that you don't want to miss. Right now, I'm hosting a free masterclass that will walk you through the process of adding a signature program to your business. As many of you know, the Signature Program business model has been my primary way of doing business since 2017. And after 7 programs of my own created and helping dozens of other wellness pros create theirs, I'm now sharing my exact process with you for free in this 1-hour masterclass. Now you might be thinking, Shawn, I'm just not ready to have my own program yet, or I don't have the time to build a program right now. Are you crazy? I totally get it. I get all of it, which is exactly why I created this training in the first place. I want you to see how possible this really is for you and how simple it can be when you have a tried and true proven system in place, no matter where you're at in your business today. So if you're like most coaches and practitioners who have a dream of creating a scalable offer in their business that helps the people they're meant to help without it being directly tied to your time and energy, then there's a seat with your name on it inside my Burnout Proof Your Business Masterclass. In just 1 hour, you're going to learn why adding a signature program will uncap your income potential forever and give you more time for your own life, health, family, and self-care. You'll learn exactly how my client sold out her first program, even with a small audience, because of this one super simple marketing hack that I am going to reveal. You'll learn the simplified, foolproof process that will take your knowledge and experience and turn it into your own program in just 6 weeks. And also how to implement an automated marketing system that will grow an engaged audience full of perfect match clients that can't wait to enroll in your program once it's ready, even if right now you're starting at 0. All you have to do is head to shawnmynar.com/burnoutproof and save your seat for this masterclass before it's gone. shawnmynar.com/burnoutproof. Can't wait to see you there. Hey friend, real quick before you go, don't forget to head over to my website and take the quiz to find out your solopreneur personality type. I've created a super fun, super informative 2-minute quiz that will show you which one of the 4 solopreneur personality types you fall into. Could it be the boss, the socialite, the visionary, or the supporter? Which one are you? Not only is it just fun to know more about yourself, especially as it relates to your business, but it's also really important information so you can be sure that you're building a business that works for you based on your energy, your personality, and your desires. Did you ever take those quizzes from the Cosmopolitan magazine back in the day? It's kind of like that, but with actual solid questions and real helpful tips and advice at the end. You can find the What's Your Solopreneur Personality Type quiz right on the homepage of my website at shawnmynar.com. Head there now to take the quiz, then let me know over on Instagram at unstuckentrepreneur what your type is. I'll see you over there.